You mention Jamaica and all kind of ideas and thoughts pop into your head. It's an island, yes it is. It's also an island country. But if you mention Jamaica, then people begin to think about the beautiful scenery, the amazing beaches, the mountains, and they begin to think about Jamaica as being one of those romantic places that everybody wants to go. Well, I visited Jamaica recently, and I had the treat of my life. I would like to introduce you to a wonderful couple, a wonderful place, the Chateau Margarita in Montego Bay. But more than that, more than actually being in this absolutely beautiful place, Margaret was kind enough to show us how things are done at the Chateau Margarita. You're going to have a treat because you're going to see how Jamaica's famous, excellent, and exquisite meals are prepared in Margaret's kitchen. Okay, I've talked enough, and it's time for me to introduce you to the owner, the manager of Chateau Margarita. And if you're ever in Montego Bay, believe me, you will want to stop and say hello to Margaret. You really will want to do that. So, allow me to introduce you to Margaret.
Good morning, and who are you, and what do you do? What are you doing?
I am Margaret. I am from Chateau Margarita, Island Spice Grill Restaurant. I'm the head chef there. And today I'm going to be cooking up some callaloo. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It's a simple procedure. So I'm going to be beating my tomato. Here. I have my scallion and my peppers and my stuff all cut up and ready. I'm putting my frying pan on. And then I'll be adding my scallion to the pot. Gonna be sauteing my scallion. Sauteing the scallion. Turn the
And that's scallion, black pepper, and...
yeah. Scallion.
There we go.
Pimento.
Pimento, yes.
Yeah. And that I'll be sauteing to make sure that that fragrance is out of it. Then I'll be adding my callaloo. Here's my callaloo. Make sure it's all
Okay,
washed
now,
and clean.
okay, wait a minute. Now, that's the callaloo you talked about earlier, right?
Yes, yes.
And you're going to be adding the callaloo to that?
Yes. And it's all washed already.
That's a lot of callaloo you had in there.
A lot of callaloo.
But it's
But
going
when
to
it
shrink,
cool
isn't
down,
it?
When it's cooked, it's like a handful. So now it's gonna steam. Gonna give him a chance, and you steam him open, open. So you're gonna get in all the seasoning from the bottom, all around it, sauteed. All that seasoning that we put in earlier, tomato, all of that you sauteing in, yeah. Black pepper.
So now what are you adding now?
I'm adding some black pepper to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a little salt to it. Taste.
And now we're adding salt to it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to saute all that I add in it. Yummy.
That looks good enough to eat right there.
Yes. Give it another couple of minutes, it's ready for the dish.
Very good, very good.
Notice it's not as high as it was before. It's going down. Not as high as it was. And
Okay.
here.
I'm sorry.
So
You
we-
added some carrots to it now,
So we're
right?
gonna add some carrots to it.
And it's pretty.
And it's pretty. Make that pretty look comes, because we eat also with our eyes. So we want to see our food and our plate looking pretty and all spiffy. Yummy. Smell that smell?
Oh, yes.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful.
So, and this is like 100% vegetarian, isn't it?
100% vegetarian. So a vegan person can have this. Vegetarian, no meat, can have this. Our Jamaican Rastafarian, they love this because it have no meat, it have nothing to it. Yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna include that in my breakfast.
Oh, yes. In a little while, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a sample of it.
Sounds
And
good.
with some coffee, I'm gonna be making some coffee this morning. I'm gonna be parching the coffee. And I'm gonna beat the coffee and we're gonna go through the process of the coffee and we're gonna sit down and have breakfast.
Sounds delicious.
Wonderful.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Margaret mentioned earlier that just about everything at Chateau Margarita, just about everything that you eat and you see, they're all natural. From the natural fruit to the natural food, the natural plants, and they're all gorgeous. Absolutely. You will enjoy being on the grounds at Chateau Margarita. But right now, let's talk about making coffee.
Okay, this is the coffee bean that you're going to be grinding, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then brown. Yeah?
So, okay, what you have in your hand are coffee beans that have been dried,
Yes.
right? And then you're going to put it in the...
In the pot so that it gets golden.
The thing about cooking is that you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 things at the same
At
time.
the same time. I am a chef, so I understand
Huh? I know.
the process of doing a lot of things at the same time. So now we're gonna get him real hot. And the callaloo is still steaming over here. And while, so this is ready. This is ready.
Mmm. And what exactly doing to the coffee beans here now?
Right now it's being parched. I'm gonna be parching the coffee.
Okay.
So it's on the fire. Smell it, I'm parching. Coffee's gonna get brown. It's
So
just
what-
natural.
What were you saying about the coffee?
The coffee we have add no chemical, nothing is added to this coffee. This is natural coffee.
Nothing added, right?
Nothing added, right from the tree to the pot. Gonna be to the mortar. Where you have it here and to the coffee. So this is as natural as it gets.
Thank you, Linda. Very good. Okay.
Coffee is coming up with this color, it's golden brown color.
So Margaret, you have to stir that the whole time, don't you?
You have to stir it.
Because if not, it's gonna taste burnt.
It's gonna taste good.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes. So you can't let one side get too dark.
No. So that's got all the caffeine in the world in it, right?
Everything.
Yes.
This is the best.
Good.
You can't get better than this.
So I'm gonna actually get to drink some of this coffee this morning, aren't I?
Exactly. You're gonna enjoy this morning.
Wow, that coffee really changed color, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And you're going to be smelling the fragrance in a little while. When you start beating and letting go of that fragrance, it's going to be all over. This is my mortar. This is called a mortar. And this mortar was handed down to me from my grandmother. And
Really?
I kept it, yes.
From your grandmother?
From my grandmother. And I kept this mortar. They don't make this anymore.
Oh, I'm sure.
No.
But that will last you through,
And this will last me through my life, and I might have to hand it down to my children.
you might just have to, yes.
Yes. So this is called a mortar. It's made from wood. This is the stick for the mortar. And that's where
Did I mention earlier that the Chateau Margarita is also a place where local artists display their work? And it's incredible.
there he goes. Ready to be served.
So, okay, now that the coffee's in there, the grounds and the water are in there too,
Now
right?
that-
The water is in with the coffee. How do you filter it now?
You put the coffee in, and it filtered the water to the bottom. You close them down,
I see.
and that's
I think this is the sweet potato. So Margaret, this is it.
that's it.
This is
That's
it.
the real thing.
This is
Linda.
after all that work,
Yes, Linda.
over the stove,
Uh-huh.
and then mashing
Yes,
all
yes.
the frustrations of the world away,
Yes, yes.
and then
Then-
you drink the coffee.
Yes, yes.
And this is why coffee gets rid of everybody else's frustrations. Oh wow, that is so good. And there's something to be said for knowing where your food comes from. I just think it makes it taste so much better. Much better. The love that's in this cup of coffee,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's so good. I'm gonna have some more.
Saltfish today.
So the first time I had actual saltfish, it was here. It was in Jamaica.
It's in Jamaica.
And I didn't know what I was eating. So they put it on my plate at breakfast time.
Yes.
And of course, being from America, I thought I was eating some really spiced up scrambled eggs.
Yes.
Didn't know that it was ackee. And it threw me back to think that this is not an egg. So you guys eat ackee like we eat eggs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
And I
yeah.
have a feeling ackee is probably better for you.
It's a fruit, so it's not a poultry.
Right.
So it's
So it's vegan.
yes, it's vegan. Again, it's vegan. And I'll show you the tree. The tree, it's the plant. That's my pepper. I do a little pepper in it. And I prepared.
Crazy salt.
Yeah, the salt. You boil it to get the salt away from it. And then I'll be picking all the bones from it. So we pick that saltfish, pick the bones off.
Wonder if I can bring home a little bit of this.
They have the small one for the kitchen.
Oh, I have a small one, but it's like it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's this small.
Okay, this is all the vegetable going in the pot. So we're gonna saute all of that. I'm gonna have them saute and get all that flavor to release the flavor from them. Releasing that flavor. Using a little time in it. With some pimento, mommy.
Margaret is adding some thyme.
Time. So all that flavor would be released. And that's what makes your ackee really good. All that flavor mix up in it. Be adding a little pimento to it. Some people use black pepper, but I don't. I just use a little flavored pimento, natural. And the pimento is from my tree in the garden. I plant pimento. I try to be as natural as ever. There's the saltfish. We'll be adding that saltfish to the mix. Saltfish is added. And then we're going to allow it to saute.
Now you know why I thought it was scrambled eggs, guys.
Yeah. You mean me the first time you saw this?
I'll be adding my ackee.
Yeah, that's how I made my kitchen too. That's how I always call it. It is the gathering spot. Ooh, great. I always have music in my kitchen. Okay. And we always dance in my kitchen.
So that's
We don't do it, but we do it.
add to it, and then I'm going to saute it in.